Good morning, dear students. Come to the fourth part of the electrostatic. In the fourth part, we are going to discuss polarization of a dielectric, polar and non-polar molecules, polarizing vector and dielectric strength. First of all, let us discuss what is meant by dielectric. Dielectric is a substance which transmits electric effects without actually conducting electricity. These are the insulating materials which can be polarized. Now, what is meant by the polarized? This we'll be discussing in today's lecture. But how they can be polarized? Through small localized displacement of its charges. Now, it's not a light of conductor. We have already studied when the conductor is placed in the electric field, movement of the free electrons take place over its surface, which results in the net zero electric field inside it. But here we will see that as there are no free electrons in the dielectric in an insulator, so they can't move. So they don't conduct electricity. Rather, they transmit electric effects. Example of dielectric: glass, wax, rubber, stone, plastic, etc. and many others. Now we can categorize these dielectrics into two types: polar dielectric and non-polar dielectric. Now what is meant by the polar dielectric? Polar dielectrics are made up of polar molecules. Now polar molecules क्या होते हैं? We know in every atom there is a positively charged nucleus and a negatively charged electron cloud surrounding it. The two oppositely charged regions, they have their own center of charge. The center of positive charge is the same as the center of mass of positively charged protons inside the nucleus, and the center of negative charge is the center of mass of negatively charged electrons present outside the nucleus but still inside the atom as well as molecule. Now if these center of masses of positive charge and that of negative charge, if it does not coincide, then it is polar molecule. We will be discussing this in detail also. Example of polar dielectrics can be taken as water, alcohol, ammonia, hydrochloric acid. These are all made up of polar molecules. Now come to the next, non-polar dielectric. Non-polar, as the name indicates, the molecules in it, they will be non-polar type. It means in such molecules, the center of mass of positive charge coincides with the center of mass of negative charge, and each molecule will be having zero dipole moment in its normal state. These molecules, they have symmetrical shape, being non-polar. Example, you can take hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. They are all made up of non-polar molecules. Now let us discuss polar molecules in detail. Now what are polar molecules? A molecule in which the center of mass of positive charge does not coincide with the center of mass of negative charge is called a non-polar molecule. Now, center of mass is what? It is a center of positive charge. Center of positive charge does not coincide with the center of negative charge. It means there will be some distance of separation. In an atom, the amount of positive charge is equal to the amount of negative charge. Now, if their centers does not coincide, it means we are having two equal and opposite charges separated by some distance. What is this system known as? Dipole. Exactly. It means polar molecules, they will be having some net dipole moment. These polar molecules, they have got symmetrical shape. Let us take an example of water. What is the formula for water? H2O. In it, oxygen ion is negatively charged and hydrogen ions are positively charged. The center of mass of negative charge is lying on the oxygen ion, whereas center of mass of positive charge, that is hydrogen ion, lies at the center of the line joining the two positive ions, that is H positive ions. Now there is a separation between the center of positive charge and negative charge, so it forms an electric dipole. As you are looking at the figure, there is an angle of 105 degrees and it possesses net dipole moment P vector. It is from minus Q to plus Q. Now minus Q, that is the center of negative charge, it is on the oxygen ion, whereas plus Q is at the center of the line joining H positive ion. So it will be in the center of two H ions, line joining the two H positive ions. So P vector will be directed from minus Q to plus Q, that is in the downward direction. Now these molecules, they have got symmetrical shape. Examples: HCl, water, ammonia, CO2, alcohol, etc. Now let us see what is the effect of electric field when polar dielectric, it means it will be consisting of polar molecules, when subjected to an external electric field. Now initially all the molecules inside a polar dielectric, they are randomly oriented. As you can see, some are having dipole moment, that is from minus Q to plus Q towards right side. Some are having towards left side. Some are having in the upward direction. Some are having in the downward direction. And the external electric field E vector is equal to 0. It means no electric field is applied to it. So net dipole moment will come out to be 0, because all the individual atomic dipoles, all molecular dipoles present inside the polar dielectric, they are randomly oriented. So the effective dipole moment of the sample will come out to be 0. So in the absence of external electric field, the permanent dipoles of the molecules orient in random direction, and hence the net dipole moment is equal to 0. Now let us see what happens when such a sample is subjected to an external electric field. So electric field is applied. What happens? We know when an electric dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, it experiences torque, and the field tries to align the electric dipole along its own direction, because the torque the electric dipole will rotate. So here the same will take place. Atomic dipoles will experience torque because of the external electric field, and they will try to align themselves along the direction of the applied external electric field. Now the degree of alignment of the dipoles will depend on the temperature and the strength of the external electric field. So complete alignment is not possible due to thermal agitation. However, now when the electric field is applied, the dipole themselves orient in a regular fashion and the dipole moment will be induced in it. I think up till this much everything is clear to you, right? So what we have studied, in a polar dielectric, all the molecules are polar molecules. They will be having electric dipole moment, but the sample which is constituting the polar molecules, it will not be having net dipole moment because all the individual dipoles, they are randomly oriented. So when field is applied, alignment of the atomic dipoles will take place along the direction of the electric field because the torque experienced by the individual dipoles and dipole moment will be induced in it. So now the sample is said to be polarized due to the external electric field. So now come to the next part, non-polar molecules. Now what is non-polar molecule? That is, each molecule will be non-polar. It means the center of mass of positive charge will be coinciding with the center of mass of negative charge. So there will be no separation between the two equal and opposite charges. No separation means dipole will not be formed, so no dipole moment. So non-polar molecules, they have zero dipole moment, and these molecules have symmetrical shape. Example, nitrogen, methane, oxygen, etc., and many others. Now let us discuss what is the effect of the electric field on non-polar molecules. We consider a sample of dielectric which is constituting non-polar molecules. It means each molecule will be having zero dipole moment, no external field is applied. In the absence of any external electric field, the center of positive charge and negative charge of the molecules of a non-polar molecule coincide, and the dipole moment of each molecule is 0. So P vector is equal to 0. So let us apply now external electric field to this sample. What happens? The shape of the molecule changes. It means in the presence of an external electric field, the center of positive charge are displaced in the direction of electric field, while the centers of negative charges are displaced in the opposite direction. You see, force experienced by the charge is given by Q into E. So if the Q is positive, it will experience force along the direction of field. If the Q is negative, it will experience force opposite to the direction of the field. Due to this reason, center of positive charges, they are experiencing force along the direction of field, so they will be displaced in the direction of external electric field, while the center of negative charges, they will be displaced in the opposite direction of the external electric field. The displacement of the charges stops when the force exerted on them by the external field is balanced by the restoring force due to the internal fields in the molecules. Now, due to the separation of the center of positive and negative charges, dipole is formed. So now it will be possessing net electric dipole moment, that is P vector. So each non-polar molecule becomes an induced dipole. The induced dipole moments of different molecules, they add up, giving a net dipole moment to the dielectric in the direction of the external field, that is P vector. So now this sample will be possessing net electric dipole moment, and this sample is said to be polarized. I think clear? So now let us discuss polarization of dielectric in detail. Dielectric, as already told, it is a non-conducting medium, that is an insulator, in which charges are induced, rather they transmit the electrical effects. Now how they can be polarized? Let us explain this. So when a non-polar dielectric slab is subjected to an external field, dipoles are induced due to separation of effective positive and negative centers. So initially, no field is applied. All the molecules, they are having symmetrical shape. Centers of positive charges and negative charges, they are coinciding. So no separation between negative charges and positive charges. So dipole moment is equal to 0. When the field is applied, what happens? The shape of the molecule changes. They acquire asymmetrical shape. Torque will be experienced. The sample gets polarized. So when a non-polar dielectric is subjected to an external electric field, dipoles are induced due to separation of effective positive and negative centers. Now, let us consider small volume element. The positive charges of the dipoles of first vertical column cancel the negative charges of the dipoles of second column, and so on. Thus, the volume charge density in the interior of the slab, which is made up of non-polar molecules now, there is volume charge density which is equal to 0. There is a net uncancelled negative charge on the left face and uncancelled positive charge on the right face of the dielectric slab. these are the induced charges, induced surface charge densities, you can say. The polarized dielectric, now it is equivalent to two charged surfaces with induced surface charge densities plus sigma p on one side and minus sigma p on the other side. तो ध्यान रखें, वॉल्यूम चार्ज डेंसिटी नेट सैंपल की ज़ीरो है, पर चूंकि एक फेस पे पॉजिटिव चार्ज बच जाता है और उसके दूसरे फेस पे नेगेटिव चार्ज बच जाता है, अंदर का सारा चार्ज एक दूसरे को कैंसिल आउट कर जाता है. सो इंड्यूस्ड चार्जेस जो सरफेस पे आते हैं उनको हम नाम देते हैं now. What is the effective value of electric field inside it? As there is positive charge induced on one face of the dielectric and negative charges induced on the other face of the dielectric, so the electric field inside the dielectric will be from from plus q to minus q, that is E p vector, which is in the upward direction. What about the external field E naught? Look at the figure. Plus sign is on the upper plate, minus sign is at the lower plate, so E naught is in the downward direction. It means polarized electric field inside the dielectric, due to displacement of the charges, it is opposite to the external electric field. So what is the net electric field then? En. It will be equal to E naught minus Ep. E naught is in the downward direction, Ep is in the upward direction. So you have to subtract to get the net electric field En. Now this is the reduced value of the electric field. So what is the effect of electric field? Effect on the electric field inside the dielectric? Due to polarization, it reduces. इसको याद रखेंगे. Due to polarization, the electric field inside the dielectric is reduced. It is now E naught minus Ep, but not Ep. So what will be now dielectric constant? K. K is equal to what? E naught by E. Now what is E here? It is E naught minus Ep. So K is equal to E naught over E naught minus Ep. Now come to the next part, polarization vector. Now how to define this polarization vector? This polarization vector measures the degree of polarization of the dielectric. कोई भी डाइलेक्ट्रिक कितना पोलराइज हुआ है जब आपने बाहर से फील्ड लगाई है, उसको मेजर कौन करेगा? पोलराइजेशन वेक्टर. It is defined as the dipole moment of the unit volume of the polarized dielectric. अगर हम लेके चलते हैं small n, it is the number of atoms or molecules present per unit volume of the dielectric. Then the polarization vector P vector is given by small n multiplied by the P vector. The P vector is what? It is the small p vector is the dipole moment of each atomic dipole, and capital P vector is the polarization vector of the sample. So it is equal to what? N, small n is the number of atoms or number of molecules present in the unit volume of that sample. You multiply this n by small p, it will give you the polarization vector. Now how to get the units of polarization vector. Small n, it will be having units of the volume, that is per meter cube. Whereas P vector, as we know, it is a product of either charge multiplied by dipole length. So it will be having units of coulomb meter. So coulomb meter multiplied by per meter cube will give you coulomb per meter square. So polarization vector is having SI unit of coulomb per meter square. But coulomb per meter square is the SI unit of surface charge density sigma. It means P vector, note this point, P vector is equal to sigma P. That is polarized surface charge density. We will be using this relation later. But you have to remember that P vector, as it is having units of coulomb per meter square, it is charge upon area. So P vector is equal to sigma P. So come to the next part, dielectric strength. Now dielectric strength is what? It is the maximum electric field that a dielectric can withstand without breaking down of its insulating property. अगर किसी person को हम electrical shocks दें, what happens? Up till some extent that person is able to tolerate that electrical shock. But अगर बहुत ज़्यादा उसको shock दिया जाए heavy voltage लगा के, then what happens? The person undergoes mental breakdown. The same here also. Every dielectric possesses a dielectric strength, which is actually the maximum value of the electric field intensity that can be applied to the dielectric without its electric breakdown. चूँकि हम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की बात कर रहे हैं तो उसके यूनिट्स वही होंगे जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के होंगे, और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के एसआई यूनिट्स क्या होते हैं? वोल्ट पर मीटर. बट प्रैक्टिकली हम इसको यूनिट्स क्या लेके चलते हैं? किलो वोल्ट्स पर मिलीमीटर. याद रखेंगे प्रैक्टिकल यूनिट्स इसके किलो वोल्ट्स पर मिलीमीटर. नाउ come to the values of dielectric strength for various dielectrics. टेबल आपके सामने है. अब देखिए डाइलेक्ट्रिक स्ट्रेंथ वैक्यूम की इन्फिनिटी, एयर की 0.8 to 1, पोर्सलेन अबाउट 4 to 8, पायरेक्स 14, पेपर 14 to 16 के बीच होती है, रबर की 21, माइका की 160 to 200. तो इस तरह से हर मटेरियल की जो डाइलेक्ट्रिक स्ट्रेंथ है वो वेरी करती है. फॉर द रीजंस ऑफ सेफ्टी द मैक्सिमम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एक्चुअली अप्लाइड इज ओनली 10% ऑफ द डाइलेक्ट्रिक स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द मटेरियल. इसको याद रखेंगे. जब हमें उसकी डाइलेक्ट्रिक स्ट्रेंथ का अगर पता है तो फ्रॉम द सेफ्टी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जो हम लगाते हैं उसको, इट इज़ only 10% of the dielectric strength of the material.